In 2017, something emerged that would change the internet forever.
You've been trolled, you've been trolled, yes, you've probably been told. Don't reply to this guy, he's just trying to get a rise.
You know this little guy. He's Trollface. He's a little guy, popular enough to even get his own song or two. He had these little comics where he would often break the laws of physics, and things would go down in steps on how he broke these physics. The most popular of these was the oil comic. But we're not talking about him today. We're talking about his deranged little brother, Trollge. I'm not ready for this. Trollface incidents, or Trollge incidents, are a sort of subgenre of horror that's a little bit like analog horror. The way these go is very similar to the comics from before. It goes in steps, slowly getting more deranged over time. Now, you may be wondering, Derpy, if it's so cool, why isn't it as popular as mascot horror or analog horror? Well, A, I haven't said it was cool yet, you little piece of shit. And B, your argument is now completely destroyed because I mocked you in a funny voice. Oh yeah, and C, there is a reason why, but that's for later. For that, we gotta look at what this guy did right. Don't worry, the section will be like 3 whole seconds long. Alright, so first, because these aren't made by just one guy, some of these can be really good. The first one that comes to mind is It's Just a Burning Memory, who makes some of the most cleanly animated incidents I've ever seen. There's probably a lot of others, but I can't think of one right now, because I have stupid. Second, watching someone that you're so familiar with being turned into a monster or being ripped apart can be genuinely upsetting. Sort of like how something like Sonic.exe or Mouse.avi can be scary because it's a friendly face that you're used to seeing be turned into a monster. I can only praise this so much. There's a reason that it isn't super respected. In fact, there's multiple reasons. Also, before anyone who makes these videos comes at me for this next section that I'm gonna make, I have made one of these too, so I'm going to be, firing shots at myself here. Just chill. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's get the obvious issue out of the way. Sometimes these are just flat out not scary. Remember the thing before that it's not just made by one guy? Yeah, that is the double-edged sword of all time. Just like Sonic.exe and Mouse.avi, there are so many of these, and because of that, a lot of them really push hard into the if I add blood here, it'd be scary. It's really not hard to find these. Just by looking at a montage of these things, you almost immediately see some really bad ones. Ones that do things like adding blood, like I said before, adding the number 666, even if the video has absolutely nothing to do with Satan or the devil, and having the same stereotype with its monsters, usually being a tall, skinny guy. You get the gist. Sort of suffers the same issue as the Mr. Incredible Becoming Uncanny video, which as a video for a different video. I did not write that down. No, I did not write that down. I did not write a video for a video for a different day. Both had some potential, and a few good ones were made, but most just came off as edgy. And I completely know why so many of these are made too. I made one, like I said before, and it only took me like 2 hours. They're really easy to make. It makes sense why they're so popular. But creating it is the easy part. Making an engaging or scary story is way harder, and the part that everyone slips up on. It kinda sucks, because some of these could have some potential if there's just a little bit more thought put into the story rather than visuals. The other issue that these all have is the entire Trollface thing. If you got any of these videos, I mean probably just any of them, and put a real person in place of Trollface, terrifying, horrifying. But since you have that absolute goofy goober staring you in the face, you cannot be scared. The thing with Sonic and Mickey Mouse is that they aren't as much as memes as troll faces. Imagine trying to be scared of, like, Waluigi or Meme Man. You can't. It kind of sucks, because there could be a lot of amazing pieces of horror, but they're just destroyed because main character are not scary. Okay, so what do we do with these then? Do we just stop making this type of videos? Do we just say, whatever, this genre is not able to thrive? Well, no. Because although there are some glaring issues, there are also some upsides. And like I said, some genuinely amazing videos out there. I think the only way to make this genre have a chance to thrive is to teach those who make the sort of bad ones how to make it good. And I'm already here, so I might as well try to tell you how to do these. Please note that I'm a professional idiot, and my teaching should not be taken completely seriously. Derpy Dino Incorporated does not claim any bad videos made by the following of our instructions to be our fault. Proceed with caution. The first step is the step that you should probably always keep in mind when you're making any form of entertainment. Be original. A lot of designs for the monsters are, wow, it's a super tall thing that is smiling and starts apocalypse. Making something different. That's what you need to do. You're probably never going to be able to make something 100% original, and that's because of how much horror media is out there. Everything's been done in one way or another. Just try not to make the exact same thing as someone else. Another thing to keep in mind is yet another thing that you should always keep in mind. If you're going to make a sequel, set up a concrete stopping point, because otherwise you get a 20-part long series that never ends. So let's move on to the more unexpected things, little smaller details. Everyone knows what's going to happen when you go into the basement at night after hearing sound down there. Try to make it in any way unpredictable. Keeping your audience unready for what could possibly be next is key when you're doing any sort of horror, but this one in particular, since jump scares are usually not used. Final thing I can think of is the name of your incident. You see, at the end of basically all of these, it is tradition to give your events that just took place a nickname and a date. Usually put as day, month, year, the nickname incident. And when you make this nickname, try not to make it incredibly edgy. A mysterious title gets more clicks than a super apparent and edgy one. Alright, so that's it. There's probably a lot more I could have talked about here, but I do not have the time and energy to make a 30-minute long video for something that I can do in like less than 10 minutes. I'll maybe do more of these in the future. That is, if I can remember a absolute single series. There's a lot of genres of horror that I could do this type of thing on, so please, insert call to action telling them to comment what they wish to see next. Wait a second.